Greetings. Can everyone please rise in the singing of our national anthem? Put your hands over your hearts for this one.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the
That was so beautiful. Now on with the video. Hello, and thanks for watching the Black Man Being Brutally Honest with Everyone YouTube channel. If you like our content, please subscribe. Okay, the question that I like to pose today is that is sisterhood to today's black woman more important than race, perhaps? I'm talking about like this example right here, and many other examples that I do see that, you know, we can talk about on some other time. But Monique is defending Roseanne. Recently, Roseanne made a racist tweet about former White House staffer Valerie Jarrett. Yeah, and it was pretty bad, and it resulted in Roseanne getting fired from ABC. And let's just remove ourselves from the tirades that Roseanne has been having on social media about certain things, although she may have a point on James Gunn. Now, research that for yourself. But Monique has publicly come forward to defend her, what she calls her universal sister, and her sister in comedy, Roseanne Barr. Check this out. Alright, she has stated, and I quote, "Roseanne Barr is my sister in comedy, and she is my universal sister, and what I won't do is throw her away for making a mistake." Well, that's too late for us. I made a video saying throw the whole bitch away. But anyway, she continues, "We've all said and done things, baby, that we wish we could take back. But when you're in the public eye, you can't." Yeah, I mean, what she's probably referring to is the things that ain't recorded with these stars. For telling that you might have a different perception on a lot of people if all their business was put out there. But anyway, so black men out there, before you start to say stuff like, "Hey man, we should cancel Monique." That's right, cancel Monique. Let me bring a few facts forward real quick. Okay, it begins like this. Monique went on social media and asked for a boycott against Netflix for unfair pay. I think they offered her $500,000 for a comedy special, and she highlighted that the male comedians, one in particular, Dave Chappelle, got paid so many millions of dollars. And you know, she started talking about how decorated she was, and she asked black people for a boycott on Netflix, and to say the least, she didn't get much support. Did Netflix plummet and stop because of it? Nah. Okay, another thing is that you publicly had Charlamagne the God of the Breakfast Club make her donkey of the day. It's like, wow. And when she went on the Breakfast Club, I mean, she had a right to be salty about it, but, you know, made a little crack. using the scene out of the movie Birth of a Nation. So yeah, and I feel like she's salty. I think she might be a bit salty because of lack of support, especially from us black men. I'm not saying that we should have just went in droves to support her, saying how unfair it is for women pay. But seriously, I'm guilty. I didn't go and cancel my Netflix account or anything like that. And we gotta understand, like, women make social decisions. They make them with emotion, not much thought. Just goes into spontaneity. So, should black people have supported her more in the Netflix boycott? I'm not real sure, because me personally, I don't see her as a Dave Chappelle or a Chris Rock. But I don't think I'm wrong in my opinion for that, or sexist. But anyway. And, in her defense of Roseanne, I also realized that she is speaking as a comedian in the sense of protecting freedom of speech. Kind of like it was just a joke, blah, blah, blah. And, I kind of understand this, seeing that stand-up comedy is a dying art because, honestly, it's being infected by overly sensitive SJW culture. Where someone's hurt feels is far more important than the gift of laughter to many, and it's losing its sting. Many comedians have stopped deciding to do venues such as college campuses because of this. But I think, as many black people would agree, is that you're defending a woman that made a white woman that made a racist comment about a black woman. So we kind of see that as a foul. And I totally understand. I love the 80s comedy style. I love the raunchiness. Everybody got talked about, and you left there laughing, without a bunch of hurt feels. However you want to look at that. But back in the 80s and the 90s, we weren't so sensitive. I mean, honestly, I don't know what happened to people. But a display of racism is a display of racism, and to me, that carries weight. Ask Hulk Hogan. Now, that, most men are not gonna say some stupid shit like, yeah, man, let's cancel Monique. But racism is racism, and for her not to take that into consideration, presents sort of a disconnect. And, and another thing about this whole sisterhood thing that you have with, I will say white women, as Beyonce refers to them as Becky with the good hair. Have any of you out there ever heard a woman say, I'm black and I'm a woman, so that is two problems? Now, no one is disagreeing with that to a certain extent, but I think for many in the feminist movement, in these various movements, I'm probably going to get some flack for saying this, but to me, it's just an excuse to get closer to white women so they can get closer to white men. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. And the fact of the matter is, in female movements, men are excluded. It ain't like we want to be a part of them. Would like to know, some of us would like to know how we can help. But as far as male-led movements, it never excluded females. In the black community, at least. Name a male movement that has excluded females besides, these recent MGTOW movements, because we're talking about historical continuity. So for those women listening out there, how is being black and being a woman a problem for you? Number one, you're never going to hear a white man say, and maybe you will, for the really scrupulous ones, you're never going to hear him say, I know he's black, he's an N-word, but at least he's a man. And here's another thing. You're never going to hear a white woman say, I'm white and I'm a woman. That's two problems. You're never gonna hear that. So, join up with us to see how we can make these problems better and stop running behind dumb narratives. Yeah. And one more thing, black people in particular, we're gonna have to realize that, our separate particular causes, for real, aren't all that gender exclusive anyway. I mean, there's everybody's on everybody's side. So why join up and be an apologist for some racist shit? I've seen that a lot out of our people lately. This ain't just about people like Monique. It's becoming widespread, like an infection. And remember this: the corporate media has always been used as a tool to divide. I mean, there's some true stuff in it, but there's a lot of crap in it too. The crap that gave our would-be president $1.9 billion worth of free coverage over him saying stupid shit. And now look at us. So what's your assessment? Was Monique right in what she's saying? Should she defend her sister in comedy? Or are some of us blacks upset that she's defending a Becky? That Roseanne is racist and throw her away anyway. All right, guys. Tell me what you think in the comments. And like I said, if you like my stuff, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe. I might say something you actually like one day. We're all great minds here. Hopefully.
Come for me, come for me, come for me, come for me,